We are now in Cambridge. Naturally, Cambridge is better. No, but we have a strong connection with India. Cambridge, a lot of Indian scholars were here.
Yes.
ओ भाई तुसी की कर रहे हो?
ऐसी वीडियो बना रहे हैं।
ऐसी वीडियो
फ्लोर के साथ ये कर रहा है उसको हिट करके। हाँ हाँ
बनाओ
नॉट ड्राइंग
इवन के चल चलो
ज़्यादा नहीं है ना, आराम ज़्यादा नहीं है इसलिए हमारे जैसे नहीं है।
Tell us something about the ride,
About what, sorry?
about the about these buildings and something.
Yeah, so I will be, but we haven't really got much to see on the right here. We just got a wall. So behind this wall is Magdalen College, but I was going to start the tour when we can see the colleges properly.
Okay.
So basically, at the moment here, we're going down a stretch of the river called the Back. And
Alright.
it's called the Back, and mostly you see the backs of the colleges. In total, there are 31 colleges in Cambridge, but on the tour today, we'll be seeing 7. The first college we will see is the one on the right here. You can see the tops of the red brick building, and just as we pass the wall, I'll tell you a bit more information about it. Yeah, so I'll be filling in a bit of information about each of the things as and when we pass them. In addition to that, if you guys do have any questions at all about Cambridge, the university, myself, the city, whatever, just feel free to shout out and I'll try my best to answer.
Thank you.
If I don't know the answer, I'll just make it up, so you should get a decent answer either way. So as I said, here on the right now is the start of Magdalen College. It spans both before and after the bridge. Magdalen College itself was founded in 1542, and it was founded by a man named Sir Thomas Audley, who was good friends with Henry VIII at the time because he helped him divorce his first wife. Now, Sir Thomas Audley was a fairly selfish man. He decided he wanted to name the college after himself, Audley College, but instead he was told he had to name it after a saint. He decided to name it after Saint Mary Magdalene, which is why the college is spelt Magdalen College. But the pronunciation nowadays includes the pronunciation of his own last name. The Aud from Audley inside of Magdalen to get Magdalen College. So Cambridge University really are very inventive with their bridge names. The bridge at Trinity College is called Trinity Bridge. The bridge at King's College is called King's Bridge. Can anyone guess what the bridge here at Magdalen's called? Magdalen Bridge. Fairly straightforward, fairly boring name, but it is actually one of the most important bridges here in Cambridge. This bridge behind us here marks the original crossing point of the River Cam, and that crossing point was built in 731 AD by the Saxons. Yep. When they started Cambridge University, when they started Cambridge as a city, Cambridge originally began as a market town, and so they decided to name the city after it. It was very important because all of the trade that came into the markets would cross the bridge. So the Cam Bridge, Cambridge. Yeah. So that bridge is a reconstruction in the same position as the first bridge.
Cambridge became Cambridge.
Yeah.
Cambridge name is more popular in for colleges and classes. Cambridge School. More than England. England, London से भी ज़्यादा Cambridge name ज़्यादा ही है popular.
Be careful.
Yeah, just mind your umbrellas because the leaves will be wet. So.
Oh.
we've now entered the second college we'll be seeing today, and this college is called St John's College. So St John's College is known for having one of the nicest buildings of student accommodation here on the river.
900?
What's that?
900.
No, so there are 1,200 students here at St John's, but it's known for having one of the nicest buildings of student accommodation here, and also one of the ugliest buildings of student accommodation. So if you look behind us here, this building is called the Cripps Court, and it was built in 1966 by the Cripps Foundation, giving it its name. Its claim to fame is it was one of the first ever computer designed buildings. And then in front of us here to the right, probably one of the nicest buildings on the river, this is the back of the St John's New Court building, which is also purely student accommodation.
Now, if you look over on our left,
What?
you will see again how this building
Yeah, terrible.
You can see it looks very different at the back, and that was the complete end was not facing Trinity College.
Okay, yeah, so the St John's New Court building here on the right, where the second year students live. On the left here we have the St John's Old Court building. The bits with the stained glass windows here are the St John's Old Court, and that's the Old Court Library. It was founded by the Bishop of Lincoln in 1624. And then just in line with this black door here starts St John's Old Court student accommodation and kitchen.
But there's very few rooms. Very few students live here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so linking the Old Court to the New Court here now is this bridge, probably the most famous bridge in Cambridge. It's called the Bridge of Sighs. Do any of you know where the first Bridge of Sighs was built?
1500?
No, where it was built.
Oh, I don't know.
It was built in Venice.
Venice,
So the first
right,
ever
right.
Bridge of Sighs is in Venice.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the Bridge of Sighs in Venice is called the Bridge of Sighs because it leads between the courthouse, where the criminals are sentenced, and the execution chamber, where they would lose their life. So it's called the Bridge of Sighs because they cross this bridge, they get their last sight of freedom, their sigh of relief, and then pass their death.
I see.
It's said that the one here in Cambridge was named by Queen Victoria. They say she came along. It was originally called the New Bridge because it was built with the New Court. And she said, oh, this bridge here looks very much like the Bridge of Sighs in Venice. Now, Queen Victoria had never been to Venice. She'd never seen the Bridge of Sighs. So it doesn't exactly resemble the Bridge of Sighs, but that's how it's got its name.
Nice, nice experience. Oh, you should be careful. No, rails are gone. 1600. Still good. See all brick. Building 1854. That's also good, no?
Okay, so now this building over my shoulder to the right here is the front of the St John's New Court building.
Which one? Which is this?
That's the St John's New Court building. So that's the more student accommodation there. It's where the students live. So that one was built in 1831, and it's been nicknamed the Wedding Cake because of its three-tier symmetrical structure. It was designed by an architect called Henry Hutchinson, and he was absolutely obsessed with the idea of symmetry when he built it. So when it was originally built, the building was completely symmetrical left to right. Nowadays there have been a few changes made to the building, so it's no longer symmetrical. And once we've passed this tree, you'll be able to see, if you look at the central doorway, there's an eagle that's perched on top, and that eagle has its head turned to one side rather than looking straight ahead, which breaks the symmetry of the building. So the reason for that was when the building was originally built, the eagle did look straight ahead, but that meant it looked across the river to the college on the left here, Trinity. Now, Trinity and St John's have one of the most vicious rivalries of all the Cambridge University colleges, challenged each other to a boat race, which Trinity won. St John's said that Trinity had cheated, so some of the richest students at the time paid a stonemason to come along, remove the original eagle, and replace it with the eagle you see here today, with its head turned to one side, facing away, to show their disgust and disappointment in Trinity's performance. Which is a little bit more money than sense, if you ask me. Makes a good story, though.
Yeah.
This is Trinity College.
chairman is in
Chairman is
You have
enjoying
been here?
without umbrella. Is there? Umbrella is there. See, rains have reduced, so I said we'll enjoy. That is also
In the morning we saw this. We were here in the morning.
Yeah, we came here only. This spot.
This spot.
this spot we
Our
have come.
photographs were taken here only.
Did you go inside the library?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we saw the library.
What kind of books were on show? Were any of Shakespeare's plays there?
No, we saw Newton's original papers.
Is that Principia Mathematica?
Yes,
Yes,
Principia Mathematica.
Newton's
And his
prism,
small diary, his locket.
Yeah.
Huh?
his watch.
It's incredible. No, the bottom section of the library here is where it's said that Newton was meant to have estimated the speed of sound. So it said he got one man to stand at the end and clap, and he at the other end was swinging a
Ah,
locket.
yes.
Yeah, and,
He was a professor here.
yeah. So it's the time taken for him to hear the sound of the person clapping, and the distance the pendulum swung. From that, he did a rough
So from
estimation of the
which
speed
place
of
was
sound.
it done? Which
So
place?
just in the bottom section here, you see there are no books.
Oh, I see.
So
One
the
side
guy
of the
stood at one
building
end
to
and
other
clapped,
side.
I see.
and at the other end, he measured speed of sound.
It's a comeback.
He wasn't very accurate,
Ah.
but he was better than I could have done.
Ah, that is the apple tree, but that is not original tree now.
Yeah,
The
no.
original tree is lost, so at the same place, new apple tree has come.
Yeah, so the old apple trees died. It was planted. It wasn't in Cambridge City Centre, but there's a DNA daughter tree. So they've
Yeah.
taken DNA from the original and grew a daughter tree.
It is
near
maybe
Trinity.
fifth or generation trees.
Yeah. Okay, so on the left here now, Trinity College. You said you've been from Trinity earlier. Now, Trinity College was founded in 1546 by Henry VIII, and it's by far the richest college here in Cambridge. So the Trinity College itself is worth about £2.5 billion, and it's actually the third largest landowner in the UK. The reason for that great wealth is it was founded by Henry VIII with the dissolution of the Catholic Church in the UK.
Oh.
So he dissolved all their monasteries, all their money, all their land, and all the money and lands he didn't invest in the founding of the Church of England, he invested here in the founding of Trinity.
Education is very important. They have given importance to education. You have to be careful. You are too tall. So now this is not that bad.
Yeah, no.
The earlier one was too short, you know.
You get quite used to it. You sort of get good at judging it.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit